Okay, so I took some liberties in summing this up. Truth be told, we had a little exchange before this, and so I knew what these three were beforehand. So I took some editorial privilege in ordering them a little bit, but not really. So here they are. Here's the top 10 list. Number 10, hedging DVA. Number 9, pricing DVA. Number 8, cross gamma. 7, wrong way risk. Okay, they're related clearly. 6, the Basel III CVA capital charge. Number 5, CVA hedging. 4, securitization. 3, CVA and capital. Number 2, central clearing. And this is the one I add. Do we really need the CVA stuff at all? So maybe if, so what I'll do is I'm gonna pepper these guys with a few questions, and then I'll turn it over to you all to torture them further. So I guess starting with number 1 and maybe the highest level question, do we really need CVA? Why don't we just, and I'll pose the question to all three of you, maybe you can answer in turn. I'd like to get input from all of you. Why don't we just clear everything and be done with the CVA hedging? So if you had any thoughts on that. Starting with John. Put somebody on the spot.
Okay, well, why don't we clear everything? I'm a little negative on the central clearing debate, but I should probably declare that up front and put it in context, which is that it seems to me it's a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction, which I suppose is not that surprising since we've been through, hopefully, the worst financial crisis we see in our lives, although I suspect it may not be the case. There were obviously going to be some fairly strong reactions, and one of them is central clearing as this supposed grand solution. We can't centrally clear everything, certainly not now, because from the point of central clearing, even an interest rate swaption is a relatively complex and product which is not standard or even liquid enough to centrally clear. Can we eventually centrally clear everything by a sort of process of the simplest products first and on and on and on until CVA has been sort of battered to death and doesn't really exist except for a few very exotic structured transactions with non-collateralized counterparties? Possibly, but I fear not. And so, although I would be biased, I'm not sure we're going to manage to batter CVA to death anytime soon.
Danielle, what do you think?
With me.
No, I would tend to agree. But first, the very first question: do we really need CVA? Absolutely yes. Why do we need CVA for OTC derivatives? It's because you want the book to be marked to it in line with the risk that it has, so that it's absolutely transparent what the risk is, so that it's not at the last minute when it's already too late that you recognize potentially huge losses. So just answering the first question. Then can we clear everything? There are a lot of things, as John said, that would be very difficult to clear. In order to be able to clear some of the things, you need to be able to determine what a reasonable amount of initial margin would be for clearing members and what the reasonable size for default fund contribution would be for such a clearinghouse.